Welcome back to another Final Table commentary from Scoop 2021, the 1K main event PLO. Already did a 10K, but I couldn't out myself. PLO is just kind of fun to watch, you know? Licka says, Final Table! No exclamation mark, but I can only imagine there's some excitement behind that message. Brigadada, getting things started with the 8756. 2.5x. Everybody's finding a fold. We got Javel here, 45 bigs. Donk on 63. Licka, 30 blinds. Zedefo bluff. Zedeo bluff. Zeduo bluff. Zedu bluff. 113 big blinds, betting 2 of them out in the middle with pop and bottom pair. Still looking pretty good. Ace jack with the straight draw as well as the flush draw to a spade. Facing pot size on the turn. That kind of sucks for Licka. So we also got WNBA Gambler, 21 big blinds. Juicy J, a middling stack on 40. I didn't even realize Bridge Data had 150 blinds. That's many. Ace Queen 10-5 in the small will raise 3x and Juicy J folds. Queen 9-8-7 for Donk, we'll let it go. Queen Jack 9-3 double suited for Bridge of Data. Gets it through pre-flop. Double suited something going on for Donk. We'll take a raise, 2 big blinds to go. Bridge Data comes along with 10s and 5s looking to flop a set. 8776 for WNBA Gambler in the small blind, we'll let it go. Ooh, interesting flop. Mostly just for Bridge of Data. Bottom set with the flush draw. Ace Jack for Donk. Gonna be looking for a queen. No 2 pair or nothing for Donk. Looks pretty shitty. They can find a fold on the turn. It doesn't come through. Jack on the river. Club's complete. Plenty of straights out there. Queen with any other Broadway card makes a straight. Queen 9 makes a straight. Bridge Data bets close to pot. 2 pair for Donk. Finds the fold. Nicely done. I see aces in the big. Juicy J with a double suited. King Queen 6-5. Faces a 3-bet here after opening to 3.5x. Comes along to a flop. That's top and bottom pair. Javel with quite the straight draw here. Nobody's got diamonds. Ace King 10 and 9. That does it too. My bad. Hard to count straight outs in the old 4-card game. Just like that Juicy J out in 7th place. It's a darn shame, but Javel has a huge stack now. 3rd place for them. At least that's where they're sitting. Zedeo bluff. Ace and a queen with the heart blocker. Donk with a pair of 10s. We'll let it go on the flop. Do. So we lost 1 player, but I should quickly get into a prediction so we can have a hero to root for. I do love Zedeo Bluff's name, even though I'm not saying it right. Donk is always fun. As we see a King 9-5 flop, 2 spades for Licka. Licka seems to be an interesting player who he stated the fact that we're on a final table without any emotion behind the message. As we see Zedeo Bluff taking the opportunity with the 8 of spades to bluff. If I'm being honest, I both like Licka and I like this bluff. Fire away, Zedeo. Queen Jack makes a straight. We have a pair of 5s. They block 8, 7. That doesn't matter. That's not a straight. I thought the 5 was a 6. Licka will take down that pot there. Already with that being said. Oh, WNBA Gambler. That's a strong player. 20 big blinds. That's not many. I like to say the name. But Licka's so tempting over there. Donk as well. Bridge Data Data has 160 bigs. It's way too easy of a pick. We can't just pick the big stack. Bridge Data Data, I'm pretty sure is a strong player as well. I'm not quite as familiar, but I think something rings a bell. Something about their name says strong player. WNBA gambler will let go of that junk bullshit in the big blind. Okay, finally gonna land on the prediction. Licka is the choice. Licka is in a very difficult situation. They've got a long way to go. Blinds go up 28 bigs. It's still gonna happen though. I foresee Licka having some sort of ace, king, queen, 10 double suited bullshit. We're gonna face a 3-bet from Bridge Data Data with the pocket rockets with a suit. We're gonna go to a flop. We're gonna flop a straight draw. The turn will be the nuts for Licka. And we're gonna hold on the river. Ace, king, queen, jack for Bridge Data Data. It's funny I say bridge, it's Brigga Data Data. And I might be saying one too many datas. Or no, it's Brigga Data Data. No, Brigga Data Data. Very fun name. As we see Zadeo Bluff come along with the ace 8-7-5, flopping the nut flush draw. A gut shot to the 4. Backdoor flush draw for Brigga Data Data. 4 on the turn. That is the wheel for Zadeo Bluff. Check on the turn. 7 on the river. Not much doing for Bridge Data Data. 4 million chips out there. Sure looks enticing though. So they bet about 3 million and a quick call from the straight. Nicely done by Zadeo Bluff. Queens get no action there. Kings with a suit for Javel will just fold under the gun. Bridge Data Data with aces and 5s. Let's go to a flop. Straight draw for Zadeo Bluff. What does he need? An 8, a 9, a 10, a king or an ace, a diamond as well now. I wonder if aces can call a pot size bet here. Without any draws, they do come along. Queen on the river, aces hold. That was a lot of outs for Zadeo Bluff. Aces check it back and they see the great news. Aces for donk. Bridge Data Data with a suited ace comes along. I like to see it. Let's go to a flop 3 ways. Come along, Javel. Nope. Ace high board. A couple of hearts out there. No 2 pair, but a straight draw for Bridge Data Data to the 8. I don't think that's enough, but Bridge Data Data teaches me a lesson and says, yeah, that's enough for me to come along to a turn. Let's go to the turn where we see a king of clubs. Top set, we'll just bomb it and take it down. Aces for Zadeo Bluff. Donk with the jack 9, 8, 7 comes along to a flop. Gutter to a 5. Really wanted some a little bit more equity. That would have been fun. Got a bunch of overs, but that's no fun in the old PLO game. 10-10-7-3. This looks pretty wide, but that big stack is getting the opportunity to do whatever the hell it wants. As Lick even folds the ace king blah 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 in the big blind. It's an interesting spot for Licka. Might have been a very poor choice. As we're waiting for WNBA Gambler to bust. How much money would he make? About $11,000 in a 1K? 11 buy-ins sound pretty enticing to wait for WNBA Gambler to bust. Bridge Data Data. We'll let go of the ace on the button. Whee! We see a 3x from WNBA Gambler flapping a flush draw. Not much doing for Zadeo Bluff. He finds a fold very quickly. King 10 9 8 double suited for donk, raising under the gun. Javel Queen Jack 7 6 in the big blind. Let's go. King 10 9 deuce for bridge data. What is that? 2.5x? Looks like 2.5x. Donk comes along. 9 7 6 flop. Weird stuff going on for bridge with top pair. Backdoor flush draw with a straight draw to an 8. Donk with a whole bunch of overcards. Puts in the raise. What the hell with the ace of club blocker? This might just work though with the 10-8 blocker. Yep, bridge data has to fold. Was not expecting that from donk, but it worked. Suited ace gets through for Zadeo Bluff. He gets Jack, King 9 with a suit. What's gonna happen? 9 7 6 3 with too many clubs for bridge data to come along. Ace Queen Jack 4 for donk, using his 2x min raise size. 8 7 6 5 comes along. We got a flush draw. And a pair of 5s. That's really not all that great. 8 high flush draw. I wonder if we can even call a bet here. Nope, WNBA Gambler says that's a pretty shitty flush draw. Pretty shitty board. 2 pair for donk will take it down. Licka with kings, he's gonna let those go. 23 big blinds, he's just gonna move along, wait a little bit longer. Find a better spot. Like I said, ace king queen 10 double suited. That's what we're looking for Licka. Aces with the suit for the WNBA Gambler. That gets through. Double suited kings now for WNBA Gambler, who isn't facing any ICM pressure. They're allowed to open at will. Flop and middle set. 8 7 6 5 has nothing. Will he pull the trigger on a bluff? Do bluff is in the name, so he may have. Maybe not against the short stack. 3 aces for Javel. 8 4 3 3 in the big blind. Let's go. Jack 10 8 7 for Zadeo Bluff. Raising it up. A suited ace in the big. We'll just find the fold. Ace king. Jack 9 under the gun. Let's it go. Zadeo Bluff gets a walk. We did not come here to see walks, nope. What the hell happens here? 8 7 6 3 goes for a raise, 2.5x. Maybe a little bit bigger. Whatever the case is, we see a bunch of folds. Aces in the big. Without a suit, that kind of blows. Zadeo Bluff opening 6s with a suit? What the fuck? Stick it in, Licka. There we go. There's the raise, and Zadeo Bluff folds. This is a nice little pretty hand for WNBA Gambler. And the ace with a bunch of low cards and a suit comes along for Zadeo Bluff. Jack 8 7 flop. Pretty shitty for the WNBA Gambler. Backdoor flush draws are fun. Turning top pairs okay. And Zadeo Bluff just has nothing. Straight draw to a 6. Betting about 2/3. Alrighty, Roo. King on the river. 10-9 still is a straight. Ace 10 is the nuts. Top 2 pair. Stack to pot ratio about 1 to 1.5. To 0.5. 1/2. WMA Gambler had 1/2 of the pot. That's what I'm trying to say. Ace, ace, king, 9 for Licka. Puts in the 3-bet. Well, we got a straight draw for Zadeo Blef. He sticks it right on in. Ace will do. Ace will do. Licka, unfortunately, turning top set. Nuts straight for Zadeo Blef. No boat outs. That's a freaking shame. Our hero busts in 6th place. Are you serious, Poker Stars? Did you not hear me say what was going to happen? The ace, king, queen, 10 double suit. Zadeo Blef did have something close to that. So we're not surprised to see that sort of situation where aces get it in and then they lose to a straight draw. Just unfortunate. It was our hero for today. Ace, king, 9, 5 coming along. Gonna need a little help here. Jack 10, 4 flop. Pair of 9s looking good. A bunch of straight draws out there. Pair of 5s for Zadeo Blef. That's not much. He will lead on out though. Put the pressure on the WNBA gambler who makes top pair, top kicker, clubs complete. That don't matter. Might just go check, check. Oh, ace king. Holy shit, I didn't even see that. Ace king is going to quickly call with the club blocker. Ace king is a straight, obviously. I thought the pair of queens was good. Nope. Not even close. Straight with the nut blocker. King, queen, 8 deuce double suited, defending the big blind, flopping top pair with a backdoor flush draw to the hearts. Has the best of it for the time being, but Zadeo Blef has quite a few outs. He will just get check raised and he has to fold. Alrighty, Roo. Bridge data. Folding 8s in the big blind. Queen 8, 7 deuce. This seems wide. We have 140 bigs, so why the fuck not, right? Aces in the big. Don't think they're getting action though. Nope, aces get a walk. 6s and deuces double suited for donk. Raising it up under the gun. King 10, 9 deuce comes along. Pair of 9s for Zadeo Blef. Flush draw for donk. Check, check, ace on the turn. Zadeo Blef bets 2 big blinds. Donk finds a fold. Do. Zadeo Blef a suited ace on the button, raising it up. Javel folds his suited ace. And we move along. I see a queen jack 10 9. That's a fun hand. And then I see double suited aces. And 8 7 3 5 apparently. 8 7 3 5. Okay, Zadeo Blef. With that huge stack, we're going to a flop. King jack jack. 2 hearts. Aces with a straight draw. Turning a boat as well. Goes check, check, king on the river. Do. Big pot, 7.2 mil. No surprise Zadeo Blef had just given up. They had absolute dog shit. Surprised we went to a flop there. You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've heard in PLO, you do get the right price with just about everything to call 3 bets. And then when you start to see people folding, it's typically based off of the situation we're in, such as a final table. So Zadeo Blef with their absolute bullshit, calling a 3-bet. I think it could make some sense. You've got a bunch of low cards, and it's obvious your opponent's going to have a bunch of high cards. So if you do hit the flop pretty well, if it's a low board, then you should have the board locked up. You could put a lot of pressure on, say, pair aces. Surely you'll have some sort of straight draw and possibly even 2 pair. So when he comes along with his bullshit, it makes sense. It's even a little bit better than, say, having like a king, queen, jack 10 double suited. Even though that seems like it might be a more playable hand. you're just very likely to be dominated across the board. So you're gonna need to make a flush, and you gotta hope that your opponent doesn't have the nut flush, which they may very well have. Holy, that sentence was hard to say. Not too sure what the hell's going on in this hand. Potentially 2 pair for Zadeo Blef calling. Donk showing him the straight. WNBA Gambler, ace high board, 2 tens, didn't want to see this. Has 3 blinds behind. Can he find a fold? Things get even worse for WNBA Gambler. Zadeo Blef is still behind. Well, WNBA Gambler says I block the nuts, so I'll just stick it in. Not the nuts, sorry. There's a paired board. Blocks the straight, is what I'm trying to say. What the heck's going on here? Ace high board. Pair of 6s for Zadeo Blef. Same for WNBA Gambler, but he's got a 9 to go with it and the flush draw. Excuse me. Walk for the Blef. Bridge data. Suited ace. Raising it up. And he gets it through. Ace jack 8-4 double suited in the muck. Donk gets a walk there. Ace is in the big here for bridge data facing a raise. After he bumps it up, I think. Wow! He just calls. You know what? I've seen this too in these silly PLO games. Bridge data with a weird straight draw. Any 9 jack king ace will do. Zadeo Blef with not much going on, just finds the fold. Bridge data, ace and an 8 that suited, and a jack and a 9 that comes along. That nothing happens. We see a fold from the big blind. WNBA Gambler trying to limp in the queen 10-7-4, not going to get to see a flop for free. Very small bet, so he still comes along. Pair of 10s is good for the time being with the queen kicker. We'll just find the fold on the king high board though, of course. And we move along. Zadeo Blef. Big stack putting the pressure on the shorty there. JaVale with 10s in the small blind, folding away, moving along. Ace king queen 3. Bumping it up. Getting it through. Aces for JaVale. Kings for bridge data. Putting in the 3-bet already, Rue. Quick 4-bet from the aces. We'll learn real quick if we're priced in or not. Bridge data teaches us a lesson and says, no way, Jose. Ace jack 10-10. Bridge data. We'll get a few blinds back. Just kidding. Zadeo Blef. Lopping a full house. Gonna need to see a 10 for bridge data to win this one. Taking a stab on the turn. Check on the river. Zadeo Blef shows him the full house. WNBA Gambler takes the ace 9 6-3 double suited. We're going 3 ways to a flop. Any 6-7 out there? Nope. We got a lot of backdoor draws. WNBA Gambler. What do? We got a 6-3. That's a straight draw. No straight. He will just bomb it. Blocking 6-7. Gets it through. 18 big blinds for themselves. Interesting. What do we do with the 5-4-3 on the ace 3 flop? We play call 10 on the turn. And goes check. Spades complete on the river. Queen jack makes a straight. Ace king fills up. Ace 10 was a boat on the turn. We see a big bomb from the 3 blocker. Bridge data folds the best of it. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Donk with the aces. 3x from the small blind. King, queen, 10, deuce. We'll just fold in the big. Ace, king, 7, 7 for JaVale. I suppose we're folding. I've seen a lot of folding from JaVale. They're really just waiting for WNBA Gambler to bust, and then we're going to have a four-handed battle for first place. Ba-do-boo-boo. Zadeo Blef folding his bullshit. X raggedy raggedy. Do. Ace 9, 8, 3. And the small blind comes along. We're double suited. We're flopping the freaking nuts, yo. JaVale with a pair of 7s. King's no good with the spade blocker. Taking a 1/3 pot size bet on the flop. 6 on the turn. 8-5 makes a straight. Jack makes a boat on the river. Should just go check, check. Donk sees the bad news. Boop-a-doo-doo. Queen 10, 9, 9 double suited. Interesting for WNBA Gambler who plays call. Says let's go to a flop. Ace Jack 6, 5 says you guys move along. What does Ace King 9, 8 do? Fold? In the muck. So a large portion of WNBA Gamblers chips, and they're going to call and see a very favorable flop. Top and bottom pair for Zadeo Blef. We're getting this in. Oh my lord, there's so many draws. A 5 on the turn will pretty well dead him though. Oh, nice turn for Zadeo Blef. Turning the boat. There's club draws, straight draws. So much going on there for WNBA Gambler. Just a horrific turn. I think he still had some straight flush outs. And even a boat out to 9, I think. Doo-ka-doo-doo. Donk with the jacks and the 5s. Ace King 3 flop. Nobody's got a heart. Middle pair for Zadeo Blef. Straight draw to a jack. Donk will just take it though. Doo-ka-doo-doo. Zadeo Blef with some real low bullshit here. Drawing to a 3. Taking a stab on the flop. Getting it through with the pair of 5s. Too many hearts in the big blind for Donk. So Zadeo Blef will just get it through. 131 bigs. We've seen them put the pressure on these other players. We've seen a lot of folding from the other guys. Pretty nice spot for Zadeo. I don't know why his name's Zadeo. But he's got kings and he's putting in a raise versus queens. Pretty good deal to start things off. Ace 9, 9 flop. Another little value bet. One big blind to go. King on the turn. Giving him a big old boat. Queens will just let it go on the turn. Do-do-do-do. Zadeo Blef. 3x with the queen 9-4 deuce. Queen 9-4-3 comes along. This is cool to see in the old PLO game. Straight draw and flush draw for JaVale. Backdoor flush draw with the bottom pair. Just checks it back. 6 on the turn. Board looks much better for JaVale's queen 9-4-3. Stick in a raise on the turn and get it through. Blocking 9-7. There might have even been a 9 jack straight out there. Nope, not quite. With the 6 on the board. Doo-ka-doo-doo, doo-ka-doo-doo. How many pairs we got going on here? At least 3 for Donk. Only 1 for Blef. Sticks in the raise. Donk with 3 pair. Making the call. Doo-ka-doo-doo. Nicely done by Donk to hang in there. Double suited queens comes along in the small blind. King Jack 8 flop. They will bluff with not much. Pair of 4s on the turn now. That 10 of clubs looks like a fair card to have. Ace on the river. But the Zadeo Blef don't stab. Queens are good and they will take it. Limp on in from Bridget-a-da-da-da. Flopping the flush draw. Top 2 pair for Zadeo Blef. That's a boat now. That's a boat. Bridge data data folds his draw. Bum ba bum bum. Jacks in the big blind, facing at 3x. Without a suit, could always just fold, but we're coming along to a flop. King 8-6. Two pair for Javel. Got shot to a 9 for Zadeo Bluff. We'll face a raise on the flop. Javel will take it. Blinds go up. 43 big blinds for bridge data data. Raising up the king queen 9-4. Backdoor draws for them, but they will just fold it on the flop, and the set is good. Queen 8-6 for Zadeo Bluff. Getting on through. Moving along. Lots of folding. We're waiting for some coolers here now. Poker stars, don't be afraid to turn up the heat. Pair of 5s for the bluff. Javel's 10s are still in the lead. In a weird spot though. Backdoor flush draws, backdoor straight draw. Let's go to a turn. He might put in the raise. We've seen Javel stick in the raise over Zadeo Bluff. There it is. Quick fold from the bluff. King 9-8-8 double suited. Seeing a 6-3 deuce flop. One big blind to go. Donk with top pair. Sticks in the raise and 8s fold. Nicely done there by Donk. He had plenty of outs there with the 2 pair outs. I think he had some straight outs too. So mostly what we've seen since we've gotten down to 4 ways is a continuation of Zadeo Bluff just putting the pressure on the other guys with the big stack. I'm still sort of surprised to have seen it kind of play out, but it also makes plenty of sense. It's not like bridge data data is like folding down. He's still getting after pots, just not quite hitting the flop like you would hope. Ace King Jack 10 with a suit for Zadeo Bluff comes along in the small blind. Queens are still good for the time being. Zadeo Bluff needs an ace or king. 7-5 with a straight draw to a 6. 8 on the turn. And Bluff is doing the bluffing. Queens with a diamond, do we call? King on the river. Yeah, bridge data data is just not running great. Been a very unfortunate run of cards for them. Nothing wrong there, right? You call on the turn, you have the best of it. You're sweating an ace and a king. You're letting the Bluffmeister bluff it, and you lose. Oh, pretty enraging. Queen 10-9, 8 coming along in the small blind. Ace deuce deuce flop. Flush drawn top pair for the bluff. Not gonna get any action. Aces for bridge data data. Limping it in. Facing a raise. Could put in the 3-bet. There it is. Zadeo Bluff comes along with the King 5-8-7. A 6 is fun, but he wants more diamonds. He wants more low cards. So he finds the fold there. Kings in the small. King Queen 9-8 for donk. Flopping a flush draw. Top pair. Gutter to a jack. The 2 pair draw. A heart is dirty as Zadeo Bluff does have King high flush draw. He also blocks King Jack. Deuce on the river. Queen 9 is good. Zadeo Bluff bets pot. I suppose this is a bluff. Queen 9 with a king as well. Blocking the straight isn't going to find the fold there. Pretty big pot going Donk's way, who's now up to 89 big blinds. 10-10, 8-7 in the big. Gonna need a little help here. A 4, a 9, a spade. A 4. There we go. 2 pair gets counterfeit on the river, and donk also makes a flush. So he will take the pot there. 94 bigs, and he's in first place now. Plenty of room to put some pressure on bridge data with a suited ace 10-9 deuce. has a gut shot to a 10 backdoor heart draw, which is dominated by donks ace 5. Ace 10. Play and call. Heart on the turn. Pretty bad card. Bridge data needs a 10. A 9 would chop. A deuce. A heart. He also has to call. He's just going to have to fold on the turn anyways. Donk putting the pressure on the shorty there. Has taken his turn now with the big stack. Started things off pretty well. Zadeo bluff. Firing away. King 9-8-5 with a suit. 7-4 deuce flop. He's looking for a 6 or backdoor spades. Jack high flush draw with top and bottom pair for donk. King on the turn. This is real weird. Zadeo bluff. Needing a 9 and 8 at 5. Well, 8 will do. And it's not a club. Pretty rude for donk. Goes check, check, and Zadeo bluff takes the pot. Pretty well tying up donk. King, queen, jack 10 for the bluff. Ooh, bridge data in the big with a suited ace. What the hell do we do here? Are we going 3 ways to a flop? Ace, king, jack 9 for donk? That's pretty strong too. But again, maybe this is one of the spots where you'd rather have like ace 4-3 deuce. Maybe you'd rather have 2 suits. The 9 isn't too fun. Still comes along to a flop. 10-6-5, 3 ways, 10 million chips in the middle. Bridge data. With the nut flush draw, we'll rip it in. Top pair for Zadeo bluff, blocking the second nut flush draw. Has the 2 pair draw. We'll just see it go fold, fold. Bridge data takes down the 10 million chip pot up to 48 bigs. Whoo, things get weirder. We see aces and queens though. Kings double suited in the big blind. Will fold. King jack 10-8 comes along to a flop. Has middle pair, but that's no fun in PLO. Top set, we'll just bomb it and take it. JaVale with an ace king queen with a suit will come along to a flop, and donk says I've got not double suited, just 1 suit with my aces. Let me stick in the raise here and get it through. Jack 9-8-7 double suited, pretty nice hand for bluff. Donk says another 3-bet incoming. Bridge data double suited, ace king 9-8 says 4-bet. Ace king queen 7 does have the best of it for the time being, but anything can happen on the flop, and this is a huge pot. Donk does stick it in. We're gonna 8 on the flop, king on the flop. What the hell's going on? 2 pair for bridge data takes it. Hooey wee wah. Huge pot going their way. Donk's got to be slightly tilted, just slightly. Bridge data. Ace king 9-7, another 3-bet. Queen 10-7-5 comes along, flopping 3 of a kind. What does bridge data do? Small bet on the flop. Call from the queen 10. Jack on the turn. Jack on the river. Super weird stuff. I have no idea what to do with the ace king here. Bridge data says I'll check. You hope it goes check check probably. Small bet. What do? What calls you on the flop that you're ahead of? That's going for value here now. Not too sure. Ace king jack deuce for bridge data. JaVale. In the big king 9-7-5 comes along. 10-4 deuce, 2 diamonds, that don't matter. No pairs? Or just a pair of 2s? What the frick is going on, Poker Stars? 6 on the turn. That's good for JaVale, giving him a straight draw. 8 or a 3. Bridge data data folds. Nice little stab there from JaVale. Picking up a few chips, hanging in there with 45 bigs. Top 2 pair for Donk here. Top pair, top kicker for Zadeo Blef. 6 on the turn, doesn't change anything. And a 10 on the river, doesn't change anything. Zadeo Blef blocking the Queen Jack says, no, I couldn't fold any quicker. I already clicked the fold button. King Queen 9-6 for the Blef Meister. Back in first place, not for long. Kings and 9s will take it with a 3-bet from the big. JaVale with the aces, raising it up. King 7-5 deuce comes along. Queen Queen 6 flop. What the hell? 3 to a straight for the Blef. Pair of 7s now. Doo-ka-doo-doo. JaVale blocking the boats. That's good news for him. Small bet on the turn. We'll just get through. Suited ace in the small blind comes along. Ace 7-6-4 in the big folds. Jack 5 deuce. Jack 4 deuce. Jack 5 deuce. Nope. Jack 5-4. There is no deuce. There's the nut flush for Donk. Top pair for Zadeo Blef. With the pair of 5s too. So that's 2 pair. Gonna need a Jack or 5. Probably not gonna get to the river for free. Fold. 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 There we go. You heard my screaming. Mm-hmm. 10-9-8-6 looks playable, but maybe in this situation JaVale's teaching us a lesson. I guess we want to play high cards. We're not looking to make medium nuts, you know? We're looking to make the nuts. 3 ways to a flop. Ace, Jack 9, 2 spades. Open-ended straight draw for Bridge Data Data with the top 2. Pretty good flop for them, and a flush draw. Ace, King, Queen, Deuce with the backdoor nut. Flush draw. Spade on the turn. So Donk blocks the best spades. He's putting in a bet. This looks like a bluff, doesn't it? Doesn't this look like bluff? Half pot. Flush comes along for Bridge Data Data. I want to see a raise for Donk. Let's turn this thing into a bluff. Nope. Bridge Data Data will check it. Blinds go up. Do-ka-do-do. So Bridge Data Data's patience has played very patient this final table. Finally rewarded there. Do-ka-do-do. Both players with a flush draw here. What the heck else is going on? Couple of straight draws. A 7 would be a boat for bluff and a straight for Bridge Data Data. It's kind of cool. A 6 on the turn giving bluff a boat. 6 on the river. The boat is still good. I was gonna say, is there 4 of a kind? But no, you have to use 2 cards from your hand. So you aren't able to play 4 of a kind. Queens and deuces. Thinking about set mining. Calls the 3-bet. Cold call. Aces in the big. This is a huge pot. I think it just gets through with the Bridge Data Data 4-bet. There's so many chips out there. And it gets through. Huge pot for the aces to take it down pre-2. 13 million for both JaVale and Donk now. Bridge Data Data with about 40 mil. Top pair for both players. Got some chop outs. 4 clubs. Not quite it. Queen 10 still good. And it's facing a lead. What the heck do we do? 6 a club blocker. Puts in the raise even. Getting some value here. Bridge Data Data will just fold. Value and protection. Excuse me. Ace queen 5-4, flopping top pair. Interesting straight draw for donk. Any king jack 10? 8? Lots of straight outs there. Deuce on the turn is not one of them. Top pair with the top of this kicker. Putting in the raise on the turn. Very nicely done. Donk has to fold. Queen 9-4-4. Folding, of course. Ba-do-do-do. Queen 10-9. Raising it up. 3-bet from the ace queen 6-5. What do we do with queens? 10-9 with a suit. We go to a flop. Jack 5-3, eh? Middle pair for bluff. Queens face a very small bet. Donk comes along, turning top set. Top pair with the pair of 5s too. That's a boat on the river for donk, and that will do. So we get a raise on in from the queen 10-9. I think I saw this hand. I had used the bathroom, so we'll just see it again, I guess, because I'm not going to skip through it. Ace queen 6-5. Oh yeah, with the 2 pair. This is where Zadeo bluff freaking busts. Poor guy. Oh, this is so sad. 1.5 million. We're going to turn 2 pair. Queen on the turn. Oh, it's so rude, and we're going to get it all in, and we're going to lose to the boat. I guess the Zadeo bluff still has 40 big blinds. They didn't bust. My bad. My bad. Queens for bridge data. Raising it on up. Ace jack 9-10. Zadeo bluff getting right back in there. Doesn't look like anybody else has anything to play with. Bridge data says, I've got a lot of chips to play with. What are you talking about, bucko? 7-4 deuce. 7 on the river. That's no good, but you could bluff. Nope. It's going to be bluff spot. King 9-5 with a suit for JaVale will limp on in. Interesting. Aces come along in the small. Double suited aces? Are we serious? What the hell's going on here? Jack 8 flop. 7 on the turn. Flush for bluff. Flush for JaVale. There's straights out there. There's flushes out there. There's boats out there. Bluff calls with his shitty little 6-high flush. JaVale's like, yay, I played it so sneakily. JaVale with aces. A jack and a 4 to go along with it. Bridge data. King jack 6-7 comes along to a flop. King queen 7. 2 pair for bridge data. He's going to get it all in. JaVale's going to need some help here. He's going to need a 10, an ace. Oof. A jack is no good. So we do finally lose JaVale. Kind of hung on out and waited for the old aces. Found himself in a good spot, but bridge data with 2 pair will get the job done. What's going on here? A flush for Zadeo bluff. 10s and 4s for bridge data. 130 bigs. What do you do? Find the fold? Okay, move along. May as well. I think straights are out there and whatnot. Surely you can have some better hands there than the old 10-4. Pair of queens for Zadeo bluff. Getting led into. Comes along to a turn. Straight out to a 5 for bridge data. The bomb will get the job done. Ooh, a straight for Zadeo bluff. Jack high for donk. Puts in the raise, blocking the straight, blocking the flush draw. Jack on the turn. 10 on the river, giving Zadeo bluff a boat. Donk blocks the jack 10 boat. We'll just find the fold. Or sorry, the check. The check and muck. Zadeo bluff with the pocket kings, flopping to a flush draw. Jack 8-4 comes along, turning the real shit flush with the 8 high. Absolute nizzles for Zadeo bluff. No outs for bridge data data. Pot size bet on the river. Would be an amazing fold if we're being honest. Does find the call in the end. No surprise there with the flush. Nothing you can do about that. And we might have, if we get diamonds, nope. Hearts again for bridge data data. Much better spot though this time around. Just get it through on the flop. Ace king 6 deuce. He's a king high board, checking it over. Kings and 10s go for a bet. Or sorry, king 10 goes for a bet. Kings with a 10 kicker, that is. No boats, but both players 3 of a kind. 1 million chips to go. Donk quickly calls and sees the bad news. I kind of want to see a cooler. Let's see a nice big pot. Throw some diamonds out there, dealer. Bridge data data thinking about it with Jack 9. 5-7. Puts in the 3 bet. Ace 7 6 5 double suited. Let's go to a flop. Puts in a 4 bet. Holy shit. Let's go to a flop, bridge data data. King 5 deuce, both players with a pair of 5s, and we're gonna get this in here. A 3, does that change anything? No, the ace 5 holds on up. Huge pot for donk. Not the cooler we expected. A pair of 5s versus a pair of 5s. Interesting. Aces with the 3 bet will get through. Donk with an ace and a jack and a 6 and a 9. King 4-3 flop. Straight draw to a 5 for bluff. Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Ace on the turn. Both players with top pair. King on the turn, ace or river, sorry. Ace queen in the lead. Zadeo bluff. Go for a bet. Get a little value from the ace jack. Do. I gotta say, we didn't come here to see 80 big blind limp pots. King 7-4 flop, 6 on the turn after goes check check. We did not come here for this, nope. On the river, pair of 7s, we're betting. I can't tell if we're bluffing or value betting. Getting deuces to fold. You block 2 pairs, it feels more like a bluff. Flush draw for bridge data data. And 2 pair with the 9s and deuces. 8 on the river completes. 6-7. King 8 makes a better 2 pair, and you will just take it down. Do. Queens for bridge data data. Taking it down pre-flop. We're moving along quickly. 9s for bluff. Ace queen 9 8 for bridge data data comes along to a flop. Has a gutter to a 6. Ace queen for the time being. 9 high flush draw for Zadeo bluff. Ace on the river. Do. Both flush draws miss. Interesting spot for Zadeo bluff. Hopefully you find the fold. There it is. Moving along. King jack 9 8 on button. We'll raise it up. Ace king 8 7 defends the big. Flopping a flush draw and a straight draw to a 6. 3 is not quite the card we're looking for. We'll lead on out anyhow with all that equity and take it down. 10 8 8. Ooh, with a 9 in there. King high board, pretty stupid for Zadeo bluff. Top pair for donk, turning 3 of a kind. Flush draw for Zadeo bluff. Put a diamond out there, dealer. It can be a 7, a jack, or a 9. Plenty of other cards it could be too. We're not even going to see the river. A suited ace for the bluff meister. Ooh, pretty well the same hand. Donk with a slightly better ace jack 10 9. Or sorry, ace jack 10 deuce. Top set for donk. Queen high flush draw for bridge data data with this. Nope, no straight draw. My bad. Sure looks like they should have some more outs. Top set bombs away. Bridge data finds the fold. Duke-a-duke-doo, duke-a-doo-doo. 10-7-6 flop. What the freak is going on here? Pair of sixes going for a little bet. Jack high flush draw. Coming along. That's top pair. The Dale bluff picks up some weird outs. Any 8? Any 9? Any jack? Any queen? Any ace? Except for the clubs. I say any. That's hilarious. Club gives bridge data the floosh. Let me move along. So the two shorties are pretty well tied at 50 bigs, and they're not short at all. Flush for Zadeo bluff. Full house for donk. No, wait, sorry, my bad. Wait, yeah, no full house. King 10. I don't know how I didn't see things properly there. I thought donk had kings. That was not the case. It was king 10. Bridge data teach us a thing or two here. King jack, king queen jack 9. Going for a bet on the flop. Pair of 8s with the straight draw come along. King on the turn. Everything misses with a deuce on the river. Zadeo bluff goes for the bluff, gets the better king to fold. Nicely done there. King's a versatile, interesting hand. 10-9-7-6 with the flush draw. Jack 4-4 flop. Zadeo bluff just quickly folds. Donk raves in the king jack 8-7. Straight draw to a 6. In position, what do we do? Check it back. Pair of 5s for the bluff. In the lead, blocking the flush. We'll just see a bet and take it for donk on the turn there. Kings in the big, going for a 3-bet. Ace king 4-3 with a stupid flush draw on a paired board. Ace high, what do? We check it back. Make a pair of 3s. That's no good. We're gonna need another 3. Or what? An ace is a chop. We're not gonna see it. Ace queen queen 10 gets no action. 9-7-5-3. Nice, interesting low hand. Facing a 3-bet will be easy fold. Ace king jack 5. Facing the 3-bet from the big. Kings and 5s. Ace king 9-9 comes along in the small. Kings are still good. Doesn't look like Zadeo bluff has enough to continue here, even though it's a very small bet. We do see a call. 10 on the turn. Spades complete. Kings check it back. Goes check check. 17 million going donk's way. Just like that, 60 million chips. About 30 million left to collect. Aces for bridge data. 3-bet. Double suited 7-4-3 deuce comes along. 3 of a kind, very sneakily. Facing a small bet. Puts it all in. Aces come along, they're going to need that ace. Queen would also do. I think he had a diamond draw. Zadeo bluff shows him the bad news. Bridge data down to 7 bigs. Straight draw for bluff. Top pair for donk. 7 of clubs on the turn here. Donk still with the best hand. Who knows if he goes for another bet or not. 3 million chip says I'm gonna pay or make you pay to draw. 8-8-9-7 double suited, facing a 3-bet from the big. Comes along to a flop. Both pairs the pair 7s, but the 8s are holding, and the 8s hold on up. So we're heads up, about 57 big blinds deep. 3 of a kind to start things off for bluff. Won't get no action though. Hey, ace high board, pair. Oh no, that's a set of eights there for Zadeo bluff. We'll take it down with the bet. Seen a bunch of raising going on, and then the pair of fours will bet and take it on the flop. Pair of fives for donk. Don't have too much going on. They find the fold. Jack 9-8 flop. Pair for bluff. Two pair for bluff. Two pair for donk. Interesting setup here. Three pair for donk. He's going to get a full pot size bet on the river there. Double suited something for both. Nope. Donk with a pair in there. Excuse me. Top and bottom pair for donk. Bets and takes it. We move along. Flush draw for bluff. Pair of sevens for donk comes along with backdoor flush draw. Big old bet from bluff. Donk comes along and river's three of a kind. Pretty rude by donk. But nonetheless, he'll take the pot down up to 140 bigs. Bluff up in the nut flush draw. It's a pretty sweet deal. Donk turns the nut flush draw and rivers the nuts. Jacks and deuces for bluff. Pretty rude, river poker stars. Pretty rude. Sixes versus nines. Both player blocks each other's set out. They both have a 3 to go along with it. 6-9 makes a straight for both players. This is silly. Let's chop the pot there. Pair of aces for the bluff with the flush draw. Donk blocks the straight on the flop. Facing a bet on the turn will quickly fold. Donk missing this flop here. 7-6-5. Doesn't have a club. Jacks will bet and take it and get it through. Queens. Queens for donk. Straight draw and flush draw for bluff. Will bet and take it. Bluff hanging on in there, you know. Taking advantage of the cards and also making some space of his own. Doing a good job of navigating these boards here. Top pair so far for donk. Facing a pot-sized bet. And Tadeo bluff. Did he have a set there? Or did he just have the pair of sevens? One of the two. Pair of nines for bluff. We'll check it over. Pair of jacks for donk. Also checks. Picks up a straight draw to a 5, but we'll just fold on the turn. Bluff stealing some pots that aren't meant to be his. Pair of kings. This one's his. Donk will find the fold. Ace, jack, jack, 10 double suited. Flopping a straight draw and flush draw. Queens will find the fold. It's gonna take a real setup to get one of us to bust here. Or to even exchange some chips. I've seen a lot of folding going on. A lot of good value bets too. So it's not like somebody's playing silly or too tight, you know. It's like very nice thin value bets, and then some nice folds when you have nothing. As we see, donk has quite a lot going on here. A 6, a 10. Would a 7 also work? Nope, not quite. That'd be 2 pair. Has the flush draw and the boat even. Jack 10, 8 with the straight draw. Blocking boats. Uh-oh, is he gonna bluff it off? Nope. Boop-a-doo-doo. Donk's boat gets a little bit better. And it's just gonna be 12 million chips going their way. Bluff down to about 20 mil. 6-6-3 flop. The pair of 10s will get that through. Queens for the donk. Ace 10. 9-6, flopping a pair, blocking the flush. So do the queens though. So we go to a turn, 8 on the turn, bringing in a straight draw to a 7. A queen would also do for bluff. Repping the flush, getting it through. Ace king queen 3 with the suit, getting called by the 7-6-4-4, flopping a set. Not much going on for bluff. Set bets pot and takes it down. King 776 comes along, straight draw to an 8 in top pair. Donk with a straight draw to a jack. Now he's got second pair with top kicker. Still behind, but the bomb will get the job done blocking straights. Wow. Donk makes a straight here. What does Bluff have going on? Flesh draw in the pair. The flesh comes in on the river. Straight checks it on over to Bluff. Should be at least 9 million chips going his way. We'll just check down the jack high flush. Ba-do-do-do. Queen jack 8-5, thinking things through. Calling. 8 high board. Straight draw to a 7, backdoor. Hearts as well. 7, Bluff is missing a 5 there. Blocking the best straight possible. We'll still just find the fold on the river. Kings with the ace high flush draw. That's a lot for Donk. Not much doing for Bluff. Bluff gets a pair of 7s. That's always nice, but you know what? Donk with a pair of 6s will just bet, and the aggression makes you fold. We're moving along. We're moving swiftly along. Boo-ba-doo-doo. Kings for the donk. 7-6-4-3 for the Bluff. Doesn't flop well at all. Bunch of high cards. You got a bunch of low cards. Easy fold. Ace King 9-9 with a suit. Gets called by the King 7-5. That's 2 pair versus top pair top kicker with a nut flush blocker. King 5-7 comes along, facing another bet on the river. We'll have to fold. Bluff gets one through there. Bluff with another flush draw. Just a straight draw to a 6 or a jack for donk. Could rep the 9. Just put in a raise, right? There you go. There you go. It just kind of felt like one of those spots. The Bluff with top and bottom pair. Donk with some 9s. Not much happening. We're moving along. Ace Jack 5-3 in the muck. 6-10 6-5 in the muck. 10-6-3 flop pair for Bluff. Jack's good. Jacks are an overpair. Backdoor flush draw. Deuce on the turn changes nothing. Bluff could use a 2 pair out. A 9, that will do. I was gonna say he's also got a straight draw out to the 8, but the 2 pair will do. Pair of 3s for the Bluff. Top and bottom pair for donk on the flop. Turns the pair 9s too. Bluff with 9s and 3s. This isn't good news. 6 on the river. That will give him not anything better. Nope. Blocks the straight. Unfortunately, 3 pair is no good. What the heck's going on here? King 10-7 flop. Didn't even see what Bluff had. He's just taking stabs. Hanging in there with 16 million chips. Did a good job of sort of hanging in there with 20 million chips. He was hanging in there for quite a while. So this newfound position of 15 million chips, he can still navigate his way back into the game. This is the ace high flush draw, except there's no board, so we don't know if it was a flush draw or not. Words are just getting difficult as things pick up in pace. Ace king 8 deuce for Bluff. Flop and top pair, backdoor nut flush. Queen high flush draw for donk with a pair of 4s. Deuce will give him 2 pair, but it's also 2 pair for Bluff. 7 on the river. Bluff still in the lead. Donk goes for a donk bet on the river and gets called quickly by the 2 pair. Another 3 pair for Bluff. Ace king jack 4. We got the nut flush. This might get in here. Spade? 7. That's no straight there. Just the Bluff holds on up. Donk had plenty of outs, but now we're back to freaking 60 big blind heads up poker. It's going to take us a while to find another cooler like that one. Nut flush draw going for a raise there on the turn. In position, interesting stuff. Facing a lead. Wow, wee wee wah. Straight for donk. What the heck's gonna happen here? Pair of jacks with the straight blocker for bluff. We'll just fold on the turn. Oh, we're freaking limping. This is horrific. Top two pair for donk. We'll just get it through. And we're limping. We're so freaking deep. This is horrific. Pair of sixes. Bet one blind and get it through. 3x. Okay, I'd like to see that. Ace 8-6 flop. That's difficult to say. Straight draw to a 7 for donk. We'll stab and take it. King, queen, 10-10 gets a walk. Kings with the queen 4 that's suited. We'll go to a flop for donk. Jack, jack, 9 something. Has to let it go. Ooh, queens and 10s. That's fun. Not too much doing for donk though. Aces. Not much doing for bluff. Ooh. Both got aces and sixes going on here. Set for bluff though. Two pair for donk. What the hell do? We don't block the set, the straight. Two pair hits the muck. Nicely done, donk. I see the nuts for one of us. One of us has the nuts. We're gonna bet and take it. King high board. What the hell do we do with no pair? Stab and get it through. Ace, king, 4, deuce in position. We got bottom pair. We'll check it back. 3's still good. 3's make a set. The nut blocker on the river for donk. He's enticed to bluff. We'll see the bad news. Bluff. What do we got going on here? Straight draw, flush draw. Versus a flush draw. No straight draw for donk. Deuce of hearts on the river. But of course, poker stars. But of course. Does it ever go check, check? Double paired board? Nope. It goes bet call. We're almost tied up. Uh-oh. I've got to go to the bathroom again, and we've still got this heads-up battle going on, and we're only getting deeper. Almost 70 big blinds deep. Ace, queen, 10, 9. Double suited. Putting in the raise. Jack 8, 6, 4. Interesting stuff. We got two pair. Nut flush draw on top pair. We'll turn the nuts. 8 or 4 on the river is pretty stupid. Won't even see it. 75 big blinds deep. We go to a flop. Ace 7, 5. Got a rappy dude off for Zadeo bluff. Straight draw just gets longer. And he jack 9, 8, 6, 4. 3 is not the card we were looking for. 7s and 10s will take the pot. 3 of a kind. And a flush draw for Zadeo bluff. Nothing doing for donk. Jack. Wait. King, jack, 9 flop. Straight for donk. Nothing doing but a pair for Zadeo bluff. 4th club comes on the turn. What the hell do we do with a straight? Plays call. Another club on the river. Goes check. Donk. Thinking it over. Surely a flush would bet. So he's going to go for some value. Bets half pot. It will just get through. Flush draw for Zadeo bluff. Kings for donk. He's got the 6, so a deuce would give him 2 pair of 6s, a 3 of a kind, and ace is just a bad card. Goes check, check quickly though. Just a pair of 9s for Zadeo bluff. Will bet and get the pair of kings to fold, blocking 2 pairs. Very nicely done. Aces flopping a whole hell of a lot here. Still slightly behind the 2 pair though. Gonna need an ace or spade. Does he have straight outs? Jack won't do it, and that's it. Donk gets the job done. Zadeo bluff did a great job of battling back there. I think it started like 70-20 or something. He battled all the way back to tie it up, pretty much. Oh, my bad. 120 to 60 big blinds. So about halfway, he's got about 20 million. He eventually found himself down quite a bit, down to 16 million at some point. Donk had a large lead. I guess we should go back to the beginning and see what the hell was going on then. So Donk starts things off with 63 bigs. Bridge Data, or a big stack. Zadeo Bluff with a big stack too. Did a great job. Pretty well ran the table. Bridge Data let him do it. But Zadeo Bluff did a great job of it, and I think Bridge Data got third. So nothing wrong with that. Certainly would have wanted the W. And when you start things off in first place here, you're looking at 150k for first. You're like, well, shit. I hope I at least make it to second. Gets third place. Nothing you can do. Great job by Zadeo Bluff. Even though he doesn't get the W. Second place. Finish is great. And the show was well worth all of our time. So, if you made it through the whole thing, thank you very much for checking this out. You know what? This is going to be the last one I post for Scoop 2021. So, if you have seen one or more, thank you for checking them out. There's at least 10. So, don't be afraid to go take a peek at those. That will be all for me. So, adios.